Hello, everyone, and good evening to you all. My name is Felton Parker. Today is Monday, October 7th, 2024. As always, each day is a wonderful day to be blessed by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I sincerely hope you folks enjoyed your weekend, and I sincerely hope you folks had a truly blessed and wonderful Monday. What I have for you guys in tonight's video is the list of all the National Day holidays from my National Day calendar segment. That includes my featured National Day holiday. Also tonight, in my weather segment, I will let you all know exactly what we're expecting for tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the remainder of this week, the upcoming weekend, and on to the start of next week. So without further ado, let's get things started here on this Monday night. As I begin my National Day calendar segment, the first Monday in October. Actually, today has kicked off the first full week of October, since the first was last Tuesday. Today was National Frappe Day. Any of you going to Starbucks? Or any coffee shops popular here in town? On this day, National Frappe Day honors a versatile drink with numerous combinations, so there are flavors to suit everyone. Frappes typically are blended drinks made with either coffee or espresso and topped with whipped cream. Frappes are a cold blended beverage typically made with a base of coffee, milk, and ice. It has a frothy and icy consistency and often topped with whipped cream and other garnishes. The exact ingredients and flavors can vary, allowing for a wide range of variations to suit different tastes, including non-coffee versions that uses ingredients like tea, fruit, or flavored syrups. Many people refer to a frappe as a blended coffee beverage or a frozen coffee drink. The term frappe comes from the French word frappe, which means ice or chilled. Originally created in Greece in the 1950s, the frappe grew in popularity there before spreading to other parts of the world. Here are 8 chilling frappe facts. 1. Frappes can be made with various ingredients, including coffee or milkshake-like bases. 2. Frappes can be made with countless variations, including mocha frappes, caramel frappes, vanilla frappes, and fruit flavor frappes, to name a few. Yes, even pumpkin spice. 3. Whipped cream. A dollop of whipped cream is a common topping for frappes. 4. Garnishes of a frappes include whipped cream, chocolate shavings, cocoa powder, and caramel drizzle. 5. Frappes are a great way to enjoy coffee on a hot day. 6. Good evening, Laura. 6. Different countries have their own versions of frappes. 7. There are healthier options for creating a frappe that include using almond milk, Greek yogurt, and natural sweeteners such as honey or maple syrup. Good evening to you, Laura. How are you doing tonight? Recipes for coffee frappes can be found in the late 1890s. How's your day today? Recipes for coffee frappes can be found in the late 1890s. These blended beverages refreshed and delighted. Adding cream gave the beverage just a smoother texture. Even a blended frozen tea, I am doing absolutely great. Recipes for coffee frappes can be found in the late 1890s. These blended beverages refreshed and delighted. Adding cream gave the beverages a smoother texture. Even a blended frozen tea on a warm day took a whole new flavor. If you missed National Coffee Day, which was back on September 29th, 8 days ago, today you'll hope you've spent this Monday by making up for it. Stop by your favorite coffee shop or Starbucks. Or Wino Coffee, to name a few coffee shops in town. Enjoy a frappe with a friend. Use hashtag National Frappe Day to share on social media. So frappe give you brain freeze. A frappe will give you brain freeze. To tell you the truth, Laura, I personally, to tell you the truth, I do not drink coffee. But if I were a coffee drinker, then I would choose pumpkin spice. With the being in the midst of fall season. But to be honest with you, I actually do not drink coffee. But if I were, then I'll try the seasonal flavor and not just straight coffee to itself. A frappe can give you a brain freeze if you drink it fast enough. A frappe can give you brain freeze, as I just mentioned. Even though some people never experience brain freeze, at least that's what's being told. A brain freeze is a temporary discomfort from drinking icy cold liquids too fast. Here are a couple suggestions to help you alleviate that discomfort. Put down the drink. Sip from a warmer liquid. If warmer liquid is not available, press your tongue against the roof of your mouth. Cover your mouth and nose with your hand. Breathe through your nose. This allows warm air to circulate through your sinus passages. Return to drinking your frappe at a slower pace. A frappe is blended while iced coffee is not. However, both are cold and fabulous. So that's what we've learned today about National Frappe Day here on this first Monday in October. Today also was National Propane Day, National Trigeminal Neurology Awareness Day, National Chocolate Covered Pretzel Day, National Inner Beauty Day, National Lead Light Day, National Child Health Day, and also today was National Consignment Day. And here are our famous birthdays of the ones who celebrated here. Let's give another shout out to our Libras out there born on this day. Today, talent manager Simon Cowell turns 65. World leader Vladimir Putin turns 72. TV actress Kira Kosarin turns 27. Pop singer Louis Capaldi turns 28. Soccer player Trent Alexander-Arnold turns 26. R&B singer Toni Braxton turns 57. Rapper Alicia Dixon turns 46. TV actress Holland Roden turns 38. Rock singer Tom York turns 56. Movie actor Sean Ashmore turns 45. Pop singer Josh Levi turns 26. TV show host Joy Behar turns 82. Rock singer John Mellencamp turns 73. Movie actress Lulu Wilson turns 19. Cellist Yo-Yo Ma turns 69. TV actress Allison Munn turns 50. Wrestler Celeste Barrel Bonin turns 38. TV actor Aaron Ashmore turns 45. Model Raphael Miller turns 20 and model Raphael Miller turns 27, and TV actor Harlow Haas turns 13. Those are some of your famous birthdays that have celebrated their birthday earlier today on this Monday, that with the famous celebrities that have celebrated their birthdays on this day. Excuse me. And now let's get on to your weather segment here on this Monday night. I apologize for having tonight's video a little delayed. I'm going to try to go over as much as I can, including the very latest on a very potentially seriously dangerous. Including the very latest with potentially seriously dangerous Hurricane Milton, which has rapidly reached a Category 5. I would definitely have quite a bit to share with you all about with the very latest on potentially dangerous Hurricane Milton. Could be considered the strongest storm of the season so far. Much cooler temperatures are expected overnight with lows in the 50s across much of the region. So tonight, for the first time since April 23rd, we are forecast to bottom out in the 50s. So it could be jacket the light sweater wearing weather for the first time this season. And here are your averages and records for this Monday, October 7th. Normal high is 83. Normal low is now 59. So as of today, we should now be in the upper 50s for overnight lows. So again, your normal high is 83. Normal low is 59. Record high is 93, set on this day back in 2007. 42 is the record low set on this day back in 1952. And of course, we're not under any watches and warnings here locally across the area tonight. And all is quiet if you look on the Shreveport radar with no shower with no shower thunderstorm, with no showers developing anywhere. All is quiet. Also on the regional radar, not much is happening if you look on the regional radar. But definitely, if you look, it's definitely, and of course, this boundary coming through this cold front is what's going to allow us to have cooler temperatures during the day tomorrow. So, Shreveport's high temperature today was 92 degrees. So we were 1 degree shy of tying today's record high, which would be 93, set back 17 years ago today. Last set back in 2007. But instead of having highs in the 90s like we've seen the past few days, we'll have highs in the 80s. We're still going to make it delightful day, and still basically no rain to come for us our way anytime soon, which is leading to drought concerns with drought. But here is what our focus, what our attention. I'm sure you've heard about it all throughout the day in newscasts in relating to potentially strong and dangerous Hurricane Milton. And of course, we've seen it's been another day with wall-to-wall sunshine all throughout the day. So it's been another day with persistently wall-to-wall sunshine with just a couple clouds early in the day, but basically it's been another day with wall-to-wall sunshine, just like with what we've seen all through the weekend, with barely a cloud in the sky, and also humidity levels were relatively low, which make it seem a little less hotter than what the actual than what it actually was. Temperature outside here on this Monday night is 72 degrees with clear skies. Winds are from the east at 7 miles per hour. Humidity is 50%. Dew point is 52 degrees. So that lets us know that we have dry air in place, and temperatures are likely rapidly to drop. So we'll start out tomorrow morning in the 50s. I'll let you guys know exactly how low we get tomorrow morning. So that's what it. So of course it's still warm. It's still warmer than what it should be this time of year. But tomorrow morning you will notice a difference. Tracking major Hurricane Milton. Milton is expected to grow in size and remain an extremely dangerous hurricane when it approaches the west coast of Florida on Wednesday. Monitor major river flooding. The threatening storm surge, heavy rainfall, and hurricane force winds are expected. Hurricane, tropical storm, and storm surge warnings have been issued for portions of Florida's west coast. So our condolences, thoughts, and prayers. So I'm going to have the very latest with this potentially dangerous storm. So I am going to have the very latest with this potentially dangerous, what could be a rather historical one for the record books. So it is surpassed. So it has reached. So Milton has received the honors of getting the strongest storm of the season. So Hurricane Milton has formed in the Gulf of Mexico and explosively intensified into the second Category 5 hurricane of the season, becoming the most intense Atlantic hurricane since Wilma in 2005. And as of yesterday, which was Sunday, there are at least 335 fatalities and over $49.86 billion in damage, mostly from Beryl and Helene, two other destructive storms that have affected the U.S. mainland so far this season. So the maximum winds are at 180 miles per hour, and the lowest pressure is at 897 millibar. Is that millibar? Is at 897. So that's like the lowest all-time. $897 millibars. So I'm going to read to you guys exactly how dangerous. So we still have other hurricanes that are currently active in the tropics. But here's the main one. Here's the one that's catching our attention. So So if you, so here is as is the peak intensity with so this is about here's the very latest on the season's strongest hurricane so far. Hurricane Milton is an extremely powerful tropical cyclone active in the Gulf of Mexico, currently impacting the Yucatan Peninsula. The 13th named storm, 9th hurricane, 4th major hurricane, and 2nd Category 5 hurricane of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, Milton formed from a long tropical track tropical disturbance which originated in the Western Caribbean Sea and consolidated in the Bay of Campeche on Saturday. The storm then underwent explosive intensification to a Category 5 hurricane earlier today. Milton is expected to impact Florida less than 2 weeks after Hurricane Helene devastated its Big Bend region. At peak intensity, the hurricane has become the 5th most intense in the Atlantic on record. So this is where we stand with Milton, nearing peak intensity northwest of the Yucatan Peninsula today. And of course, this storm formed as a tropical storm on Saturday. So the winds are at 180 miles per hour with the lowest millibars at 897 and 26.49 inches of mercury. So far, since the storm has yet to make landfall, no fatalities have been taken and the damage is unknown. Areas affected, most likely the Gulf of Mexico and the Yucatan Peninsula. So this is what you're seeing on making and peaking intensity in the Yucatan Peninsula. That's the very latest that I have with Milton. So of course, Hurricane Milton has replaced a very catastrophic and dangerous Hurricane Michael back in 2018. So of course, now of course there's been preparations made across Mexico. I'm going to read you guys some of the preparations that's been made across the state of Florida. Hurricane and tropical storm warnings were declared for the Florida West Coast earlier today, on Monday. Almost 15 million people across Florida were under flood watches ahead of Milton's arrival. On Saturday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency. President Joe Biden approved an emergency declaration for the state 2 days later, which will be today. The governor requested for the Florida Department of Transportation and the Florida Division of Emergency Management to aid in the coordination of resources. Governor DeSantis suspended tolls on many roads in western Florida, including the Turnpike. DeSantis also issued an executive order on Saturday requiring debris management sites and landfills located within all counties impacted by Hurricane Helene to remain open 24/7 until conditions deteriorate, in order to help facilitate the quick removal of debris in anticipation of Milton making landfall in the state. The order also increased the number of Florida National Guardsmen working on debris removal from 800 to 4,000 to try and prevent the debris from becoming a hazard ahead of Milton's anticipated landfall. Sandbagging sites opened across Florida. Schools across the state closed in anticipation for Milton. Marion County opened up numerous schools as emergency shelters. There are many school systems across the state that have canceled classes or were closed, including the University of Central Florida and Florida Gulf Coast University. Rawlins College evacuated campus. Many airports throughout the state, particularly in Central and Southwest Florida, were to close. As a result of Milton, including Tampa International Airport, Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, St. Pete Clearwater International Airport, and Orlando International Airport. Thousands of flights intending to arrive or depart from Florida are expected to be canceled. Additionally, all Allegiant Air flights on October 9th and 10th in the state have been canceled. Along Florida's Gulf Coast, seaports are anticipated to close or remain open with restricted access. The launch of the European Clipper was delayed due to Hurricane Milton. Today's launch of Hera was today's launch went on as planned. Today's launch of Hera went on as planned. Brightline operations were suspended between West Palm Beach and Orlando stations beginning tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Several attractions were to close at Walt Disney World. Legoland Florida closed as well. Starting tomorrow, Busch Gardens Tampa Bay is set to be closed for 3 days. An estimated 6 million Floridians were ordered to evacuate, making one of the largest evacuation orders in state history. The evacuation orders were primarily situated in Hillsborough and surrounding counties. Volusia and Marion counties also evacuation orders for homes at risk. United Airlines issued a travel advisory for 5 airports in the state. Throughout the Tampa Bay area, conference stations locations to basic utilities opened due to Helene were closed due to Milton. In Longboat Key, officials stated that residents should evacuate from the town. So there have also been impacts made across the Bahamas. And students in the Bahamians, students were to evacuate. And heavy rainfall from Milton has caused flooding in Campeche City in Mexico. Flooding from storm surge led to evacuations being carried out during the hurricane in Celestia. So we need to pray for our friends. If you have friends or any friends or family residing across the state of Florida, now's your time to pray for them and declare them hashtag Florida Strong. You know, like us, you can tell that that Floridians will get through this, no matter what. So here's the very latest on potentially dangerous Category 5 Hurricane Milton. Hurricane Milton is currently a Category 5, a major hurricane, a Category 5 hurricane that is currently located approximately 630 miles from Tampa, Florida. This is the very latest on Hurricane Milton. Maximum sustained winds are 165 miles per hour, with wind gusts at 200 miles per hour. The system is moving from the east at 10 miles per hour, and barometric pressure is at 26.99 inches of mercury with 914 millibars. So it has since dropped. The millibars has since gotten much lower, thanks to this potentially devastating and potentially very violent and dangerous storm. Milton is considered one of the dangerous storms of all times, as it reached the unusually warm waters in the Gulf of Mexico. And here's another hurricane that's brewing in the tropics right now. Category 1 Hurricane Leslie is located approximately 285 miles from the southernmost Cabo Verde Islands. This is the very latest with Hurricane Leslie. Maximum sustained winds are 80 miles per hour with wind gusts up to 100 miles per hour. The system is moving from the northwest at 16 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is at 29.23 inches of mercury, with millibars at 990. So, like I'm telling you, folks, Milton is, but the main storm we are dealing with is what could be, it could be a potentially, it could definitely be one for the record book. So it is likely going to make landfall as a still very dangerous major hurricane sometime during the day on Wednesday. But no need to be concerned or worry about Milton here, but we need to pray for our, to evacuate about the huge number of power outages and everything else in between. Some sporting events scheduled for later this week or the upcoming weekend will have to be adjusted due to impacts caused by Milton. So tonight, skies will be clear as we are forecasted bottom at 59 degrees, the coolest temperature of the season so far. With the northeast wind at 6 miles per hour, we're not expecting any rain. Tomorrow, as we go into your Tuesday, expect plenty of sunshine, be less humid and not as warm as it's been. So now today we reached the low 90s. Now tomorrow we'll be actually closer to normal, but slightly above normal, with the high temperature 85 degrees with sunshine. That would be nice. We have a northeast wind at 9 miles per hour, and we're not expecting any rain. So that means that we are finally on track to see temperatures a bit more favorable for fall. So we're expecting clear skies through the evening. Tonight's temperatures falling through the 60s to the upper 50s and low 60s. We will start out tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. to temperature 61 degrees. 9 a.m. tomorrow with sunshine, we should be up to 66 degrees. Noon tomorrow with sunshine, we should be up to 77 degrees. 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon with sunshine, we should be at 83 degrees. 6 p.m. tomorrow evening with sunshine, we should be at 81 degrees. 9 p.m. tomorrow night with clear skies, we should be down to 71 degrees. Now here's what the next 7 and 10 days have in store for us. So, after tonight's low temperature 59 degrees, coolest of the season so far, tomorrow with sunshine be less humid, rather comfortable and pleasant, with plenty of sunshine. High of 85, low of 57. Winds will be from the northeast at 9 miles per hour, and no rains expected. Wednesday, another warm day, plenty of sunshine.
High of 88, low of 58. Winds will be from the north-northeast at 8 miles per hour. No rain is expected. Thursday, we return to the 90s. So the 90s return as soon as Thursday, but with sunshine and low, but it will be sunny and nice, sunny and pleasant. High of 90, low of 58 for your Thursday with plenty of sunshine. High of 90, low of 58. Winds will be from the east-northeast at 5 miles per hour. No rain is expected. Friday, another warm day for us with plenty of sunshine. Summer to Thursday. High of 90, low of 58. Winds will be from the southeast at 6 miles per hour. And we're not expecting any rain. For Friday, another dry week. Saturday, of course, it's going to remain very warm. Plenty of sunshine. Upcoming weekend is also looking dry and rather hot. High of 92, low of 62. Winds will be from the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour. Chance of rain 10%. I say 10%, less than 10%. Sunday, there'll be a sizzling sunshine and rather hot. Unusually hot for this time of year. Of course, that should not be anything like October. Sunday, we return to what would be more typical of July and August, but not necessarily the summer months due to the lack of humidity this time of year. Sizzling sunshine and hot. Hot day for us. Sunny and hot day for us. Unusual hot day for us. High of 97, low of 63. Let's hope it doesn't get that hot. Winds will be from the west-southwest at 8 miles per hour and chance rain less than 10%. We'll start off next week with plenty of sunshine, unusually hot. High of 94, low of 59. Winds will be from the north at 7 miles per hour. No rain is expected. Looks like the dry conditions will carry us even into the middle of next week. We'll have another cold front coming through by the time we get past the start of next week. We'll have highs in the low 80s for next Tuesday with sunshine. No rain is expected. Next Wednesday, which is the 16th, we have plenty of sunshine with highs in the mid-80s and no rain is expected. And then we return to the upper 80s will be very, very warm with partly cloudy skies. Highs will be in the upper 80s and still no rain is expected. So, good evening. How are you? So we're finally going to see a taste of fall with nighttime lows in the 50s for several nights, which is definitely nice to finally feel a change of pace. So we're finally going to see a temperature conditions which are more favorable for fall. While Floridians are going to have to deal with monster type Hurricane Milton. So that's what's causing us this unusually this high and dry pattern that we're going to be dealing with for the foreseeable future. We have highs in the mid-80s for tomorrow. We're in the upper 80s for Wednesday. We return to the 90s, low 90s beginning Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We reach we'll at least be in the mid-90s for Sunday and Monday. Rain chances and no rain is expected. Rain chances will continue to look rather slim to none over the next several days. With no rain expected beginning tomorrow through at least all the way up through at least the middle of next week. So we have another extended long stretch of dry weather with no rain anytime soon. That's the reason we're keeping that high pressure ridge firmly in place. So we're going to be stuck with at least another week or two without rain. Hopefully, keeping my fingers crossed that we get some rain to return to the picture. And now I'm going to go over your NFL Week 5 scores recap of yesterday's NFL. Yesterday, the Minnesota Vikings took the victory of the New York Jets 23-17 to stay undefeated. Chicago Bears defeat the Carolina Panthers 36-10. The Baltimore Ravens took the overtime victory over the Cincinnati Bengals 41-38. Miami Dolphins top out New England Patriots 15-10. Washington Commanders defeat the Cleveland Browns 34-13. Jacksonville 37, Indianapolis 34. The Houston Texans went over the Buffalo Bills 23-20. Denver Broncos went over the Las Vegas Raiders 34-18. Arizona Cardinals take the victory over the San Francisco 49ers very close in 24-23. The Green Bay Packers defeat the Los Angeles Rams by 5 points, 24-19. Also, the New York Giants defeat the Seattle Seahawks 29-20. Last night's Sunday Night Football matchup, which was delayed due to heavy rain threatening the Pittsburgh area last night. It was a delayed game between the Cowboys and the Steelers. So the Dallas Cowboys took the victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers 20-17. And earlier tonight, in the Monday Night Football matchup, there was only one Monday night game this time. The Kansas City Chiefs took the victory over the New Orleans Saints to remain undefeated 26-13. Had the Saints won tonight to celebrate their victory, I would have worn my hat. But the Saints are falling 2-3, so the New Orleans Saints have some work to do, so the Saints have some work to do after losing to the Kansas City Chiefs 26-13. So far the Chiefs are going 5-0, while the Saints dropped to 2-3. Well, that will have to end it right there because my time is just about up. Once again, my name is Felton Parker. I'm officially signing off here on this Monday night. You guys have a good night. Sleep peacefully. Take care of yourselves and each other. Most of all, remain blessed and stay safe. Thank you.